Hello everybody, welcome back to the SBGamefun channel and to another episode of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment. Here we are, where we last left off. Let's take a look at our task. Find out what the Divine Syndicate is concealing. Oh, I didn't even see this one. The Divine Syndicate. Okay, maybe we need to go back to... Okay, hold on. Maybe we need to go back here. Alright, let's... I knew I left there too early. Yeah, when I was first here, I went through this area so fast. It seemed like I missed something. So... And it almost seemed like I needed to talk to this guy again, the Mr. Tai Chi there. So I really didn't do a thorough walkthrough. This tree is not realistic, is it? Do they make trees like... Do they grow... Do the trees actually can be trained to grow like that? I don't know. Anyhow. Okay, let's take a look here. Let's take a look around with our... Gosh, it almost seems like there should have been something there. Okay, I'm just going to leave the Sherlock talent on. Oh. Ooh, there's something over there. Let's take a look around here. Mr. Bell. Okay, there's nothing here. The Divine Syndicate. Oh, there's stuff over here. Oh, there's more stuff. What's going on here? Let's take a look at what's out here.
A fragment of a flower pot.
Okay, so there's a fragment of a flower pot here. Broken pieces.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Ooh, so there's some flower pots here. Nothing inside. Look at that. It's the Kew Gardens. Why is Kew Garden pots here? And why are pots from the Divine Syndicate at the Royal Botanical Conservatory? Or wherever that place is. At Kew Gardens.
The Kew Gardens symbol.
Okay, so we've gotten a few extra items out here. Okay. Maybe there's more inside. Let's do a quick walk inside. And let's turn on the talent here. Oh my gosh. That's where he sucked down the opium or the... Okay. This is where the plants are. Is there anything here? We already took the plants, did the experiment. Okay, so there's nothing in this room. And Mr. Adept here.
Praise the grand tree. Praise it.
You're worshipping a block of wood, man. Okay, let's go into... Is there anything here in Sherlock talent? Nope. Did I catch all of this? Yes, I did. Chemistry. Yeah, I think, yeah. See, this is the tricky part, is making sure I catch everything like this. See, because I'm constantly looking on the ground, and if you're not looking, see that? Clearly, I'm looking at that picture, but the game doesn't register it until I fully come up to a certain point. And I think there's some... I mean, clearly, I can see it here. So why isn't it activating? It's only activating when I get up to a certain point. So that's why I never look up. Or at least that's why I missed stuff. Benefactors. Sherbrooke, Mackenzie, Stapleton, Spencer, Lord Spencer, Lieutenant Colonel, Mrs. A. Leith, wife of Sir Pakenham, Jewelry of the Halls, Stubb, Alton, Hackett.
The list of plant friends and benefactors, lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders.
Okay, so that means what? people in high power are supporting this so-called going in and out of the houses. Oh, I can ring this? Did I ring this the last time I was here? Okay, see, in certain cultures, like Asian culture, like Chinese and stuff, there may be some mystical, or you know, I won't say mystical. It's just part of the like a Buddhist or ritual. But in the West, the American culture, it's like ringing the dinner bell, right? I guess you have to respect the culture, because if you're in their culture, don't do anything weird. Okay, so now maybe I can talk to this guy. Guru. Do you know the Kew Gardens?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Branded flower pots. Kew Garden symbol. Kew Garden symbol on a pot. Noteworthy from Kew Gardens.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his greenfly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Find the stolen plants completed. Sex secrets completed. Okay, so it looks like, if I'm assessing this correctly, it looks like the plants that got burned were the ones from the Divine Syndicate. The other 3, the one that was kept, were from the botanical area of Kew Gardens, and those were kept because the murderer, or whoever perpetrated the crime, wanted to make use of them. When this dude went in to steal back his plants, he couldn't find them, so he just stole the ones that were there. Alright, so we have some stuff here. Let's take a look. Divine Syndicate. Okay, hold on. Let's see what it says here. 3 days before Montague Dunn died, the Divine Syndicate stole all of the plants from the Kew Gardens exhibition, claiming that a number of these belonged to them. Missing plants. A Grand Mystic told us that they stole the plants from Kew Gardens. They were unable to locate the 3. Maybe that's it. Nope. Deadly plants. Some of the plants that were stolen from the exhibit can be proved fatal. No. It was a complex process to prepare. No. I don't think this is anything here. Deadly plants stolen? Missing deadly plants? Nope. Oh, gosh. The one I didn't want to select. The sect stole everything. The Divine Syndicate stole all the plants from the exhibition, including the deadly plants. They could have used them in order to murder Montague Dunn. That's probable. Partial theft. The Divine Syndicate stole all but the deadly plants from the exhibition. I don't know. Let's do this for now. And it doesn't do anything yet. So let's pop back out here. Whoops. I wanted to spacebar. Missing plants. Deadly precision. Where is that? Right here. The sect. The Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Garden in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date. Nope. Sect is not involved. Someone stole the deadly plants before the Divine Syndicates were able to. Is it? I don't think this works because they loaned it to the Kew Gardens, but Montague Dunn refused to return it, or something to the effect. Now, they came in and stole it, but they couldn't find theirs, so they stole the 3 that was already there. I think someone stole the deadly plant. I think it's more this. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Let's take a look at this. Hamish is guilty. Martyn Hamish could be the killer. He had opportunity to steal the Divine Syndicate's plants and stimulate them from his workplace directly after he had locked Montague Dunn inside the Colonial Collections room. Okay, I'm going to sit on Montague Dunn. What is this? Affect the arrest. Oh. Okay. Let's arrest him. I think he is...
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Yes. Well, I don't need to run. I just... Okay, hold on. Let's do a quick look here. Okay, why... The cylinder recorded by Mrs. White appears to be quite lengthy, therefore proving that she remained in her laboratory on the day of the crime. Okay, why did they do that? Is that to prove that she was in the laboratory? That's fine. Contact Lestrade, find out who killed Montague Dunn. Okay, so is there anything that we need to look at? Hold on, let me take a look at the character profiles. Oh, there's a profile here. The Green Grand Mystic is a strange character. He has a Chinese tattoo. There is a particular scar on the palm of his left hand, an injury that... Oh, I think I've read this. That if he uses unnecessary forces with chemical pipette, he has he has practiced chemistry, which requires a Cartesian mindset. Yeah, I've read this. So, let's make our way to Scotland Yard. Alright, here we are. So we're going to go talk to Lestrade. Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Okay, where are you, Lestrade? Staff room? Evidence room? Is this Lestrade's office? Inspector Lestrade.
Inspector, I believe that Martyn Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Sometime later.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martyn Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
A large glass house. Well, it's not that. So it's here. We have to go through here. What is the reason here? What's going on? Oh crap.
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
All right, so let's examine the body here. I mean, look at that. You can't just throw a clue like that. You gotta at least go look through his clothing, for crying out loud. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstances, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do it. I shall do so here and now. Farewell.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
He's a club foot. What does that mean? Okay. So we found some... Let's go into our deduction space here. Club foot. The worn down double heel of his left shoe reveals that Martyn Hamish suffered from a club foot and a tibial torsion. Martyn Hamish admitted to murdering Montague Dunn in his suicide note. You know, that's interesting. It's very convenient, right? I guess people would say that's convenient because it serves up the perpetrator and the case is solved. Uh-oh, I think I know where this is going. Where is it? Hamish acted alone. Martyn Hamish was unable to run due to a tibial torsion on his club foot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Oh, goodness. So, we are now looking at a possible accomplice. Discuss with Lestrade the possible impact of new clues found on the body of Martyn Hamish. Okay, so let's talk to Lestrade. Lestrade.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, And so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Okay, the map. Are they referring to
Let
that?
us analyze
Oh,
the facts and statements, so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
okay. Albert meets Montague Dunn and Martyn Hamish at the Seed House. Martyn Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Albert in the Seed House at around 9:30. So that'd be about 9:30. Oh, this is. Okay, I see some color-coded stuff there. So let's follow the color code. 9:30 with. Sorry about the dog there. I have the window open to help keep it cool. And of course, there's people let their dogs out early in the morning. Okay, let's take a look at this. Martyn Hamish returns to the Seed House. It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. 20 minutes to 10. So that would be 9:40-ish. 20 minutes till 10. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced his inspection and entered the dry tropics room. Hamish returned to the Seed House. After 10 minutes, Dunn and Hamish returned. Hamish returned to the Seed House at 10. Oh, come on, dog, stop barking. And Montague Dunn, both these guys at the same time. Let me see here. Martyn Hamish had a conversation with Mrs. White at 10 o'clock. Hamish and... Okay, Miss White is talking with Martyn Hamish in the laboratory. So, that's right here. At 10 o'clock. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish Albert in the water lily greenhouse and joined them. So at 10:40, this is where they end up. Okay, so Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Montague Dunn was unwell, which was at about 10:30. Montague Dunn is poisoned at 10:30. Right there. Albert was in the Seed House the entire morning. Was he? He observed Hamish returning from the visiting Mrs. White at 10 minutes past 10. So 10 after 10, he returns, and he observed Hamish returning right there, right? Let's play it. Oh, there's another scene up here.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martyn Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martyn Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Okay, so join the straight at Kew Gardens completed. Join the straight at Kew Gardens. Okay, hold on. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at the deduction space, Albert's timeline, White's timeline. Martyn Hamish's timeline. Martyn Hamish might not have had enough time to do it by himself. It would have been difficult to stimulate the deadly spores and lock the doors in just 10 minutes without being observed. Albert's timeline. Albert was alone in the seed house after Montague Dunn had entered the large glass house. Since Dunn showed signs of poisoning at 10:20, Albert had approximately 10 minutes to act without being observed. Now, Sherlock Holmes says about White, it says here, Mrs. White stayed alone in the laboratory after speaking with Martyn since Montague Dunn showed signs of poisoning at 10:20. White had approximately 20 minutes to act without being observed. Okay, hold on here. I'm going to pop out of this real quick. I'll take a look at something. Let's take a look, because, yeah, see, this here. The cylinder recorded, my son just came in. He's smiling at me like as if, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were recording. I'm just kidding. Okay, the cylinder recorded by Miss White appears to be quite lengthy, thereby proving, see that's, I mean, I assume this is Sherlock's notebook. His statement here says, thereby proving that she remained in the laboratory on the day of the crime. So he made a deduction here that he believes her to be in the laboratory. But we know there's the possibility that one of them did not. Now, Albert's kind of clumsy with botanical stuff, so he's I guess you could say ignorant if you want to use the word. He's does not have the skills. But the person who does have the skills and the knowledge is White. Even though the time, the 3:20 recording shows, it implies to Sherlock that she was in there recording the whole time, although I think a person recording can be faked. I could be wrong there, though. But I think she has the more knowledge than he does. Albert to me he couldn't even come up with the name. So trying to figure out the correct plant to stimulate or whatnot might be harder for him. So he might fumble around trying to figure it out. I think it's White. I don't think it's Albert though. So let's take a look at this here. And let's put it on White. Let's take a look. White had time. White is not involved. Okay, so let's take a look at both deductions. Miss White had 20 minutes. Yes, that's what the timeline says. It would have been enough to trap Montague Dunn. She could have locked the door and alerted Hamish to activate the ventilation system. That makes more sense than I think Albert. Martyn Hamish and Miss White are not accomplices. It is unlikely that White would have had the opportunity, and 20 minutes would have not been enough to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. I think it does. See, we're only looking at two accomplices. Albert Dunn, and from what I can gather, the way the game illustrates it, Dunn is very broken about his father's passing, or at least that's what I get. Miss White, on the other hand, had a semi inappropriate relationship with Dunn, and when he stopped supporting her, spurned her, it might have triggered something. I don't know, but it sounds more like this. So let's go with this. If we're wrong, we'll come back and fix it. Hamish is guilty. Okay, so there's something we're not getting right here. Do we need to do something else? Okay, so hold on. What do we need to do? What do we talk to Lestrade? Determine the identity of Martyn Hamish's accomplice. Okay. It's in the deduction space. There's something here we need to do. Oh, we still have to do these two. Yeah, right here. Albert is not involved. Martyn Hamish and Albert are not accomplices. It is unlikely that Albert would have had the opportunity, and the 10 minutes would not have been enough to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Albert had time. Albert was Martyn Hamish's accomplice. 10 minutes would have been enough for him. 10 minutes probably would have been enough. But I don't think he did it. That's my opinion from what I've gathered. And I mean, this is not perfect in my head. So let's go with this one. He's not involved. Oh, look at that. White is the accomplice. Condemn Miss White. Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son, Albert, and later pushed Hamish to his suicide. She deserves the rope. Ooh, that's harsh. Miss White is a desperate woman in debt, resigned to consorting with wealthy gentlemen. When Dunn cast her aside, she killed him in desperation. Hamish tried to save her. She deserves a second chance. What? No, I don't think she committed the crime. I think Hamish was a participant. This implies that she committed the crime and brought Hamish in. She killed Dunn in desperation. Hamish tried to save her, and she deserves a second chance. No, see, he killed himself, or she pushed him to kill himself because he was involved. So I think Hamish is part of the party, I don't think he tried to save her. So let's go with this one. Confirm your moral choice? Yes.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martyn Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Uh-oh. I don't like this. Oh, no.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martyn Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
Uh-oh. What do I gotta do here? Oh! She's dead. She killed herself. I didn't push the button fast enough.
This is tragic, Holmes.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly, poor child.
Do I want to try to save her? Can I do that? Here, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to condemn her. And then I'm going to skip through all the dialogue.
But
Just you think
You did
it is over, Miss
over. Perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side. No, stop!
Gotta stop her.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Oh, God. I got the
Well
achievement.
done,
Suicide
Watson.
is not
She
an
was
option.
not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Okay. Took a little bit, but we got there. Let's see if we got everything. White is the accomplice, and we got all the clues. This is accept the decision. Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder. When she realized that she was unable to make any further monetary gain from Montague Dunn, she advanced her affections to Albert, his son. She was the one who had locked the door of the Colonial Collection Room directly after Hamish released the caterpillars, and then pushed Martyn Hamish to his suicide only to cover herself. She got what she deserved. Which is interesting, because we basically saved her in that cutscene so that she can hang in the gallows. Yes. Finish. Impartial ranking. 92% of us solved the case this way. People who made the same moral choice, 77. All right, let's go.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson,
We have. Where to?
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother, Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard. And they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
All right, so we started the next case much faster than I wanted, and I've already gone too far on this episode trying to get the Miss White resolution correctly. So I'm going to leave it right here, folks. Appreciate you joining me on this episode. Whoops. Joining me on this episode of Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment, as we finished off the last case of Kew Gardens. If you like my kind of goofy content, make sure you click on subscribe and click on that bell to get notified when I upload new content. And folks, when we come back on the next episode, we will begin this case that we just got, and I will reveal that title on the next episode. Again, appreciate you joining me. Until next time, have a good one.